We have Christy Robles is here just in support. Carlos Robles, DOC number 701084. You're a third class offender. Parole eligibility date 8/1/2022. Good time date 6/20/2023. Full term date 2/16/2036. 22-year sentence. Operating a vehicle intoxicated, fourth offense. Aggravated flight from an officer. Operating vehicle, fourth offense. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
It's like revoked in November 10th, 2020. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, would you please answer Ms. Jackson's question?
Good afternoon, Mr. Robles. My name is Bonnie Jackson. I'm going to start the questioning for the board. You're 32 years old, is that correct?
I'm 31. I'll be 32 in December.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah.
And according to the records, at age 32, you already have 2 fourth offense DWI convictions.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I read the record correctly, you've actually been convicted of DWI on 6 occasions. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So obviously, Mr. Robles, you have a very severe alcohol addiction.
I agree.
What kind of treatment have you, first, how long have you been incarcerated this time?
I've been incarcerated 3 years and 3 months this time.
Have you undergone any kind of substance abuse treatment?
Yes, ma'am. I've taken anger management. I've taken risk management, phase 1 and 2. I've taken inside and out dads.
I'm interested in substance alcohol, Mr. Robles.
Yes, ma'am. Risk management with
Yeah.
substance abuse.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. On your first fourth offense, DWI, you had to, did you serve 2 years? Did you get, what kind of sentence did you get on that first fourth offense DWI?
I got a 10-year sentence with 6 years suspended. I was incarcerated for 19 months, but I didn't take my time till I was 16 months in. So by the time my rap sheet came in, I was about a month short from getting out.
All right, so you didn't go through any kind of substance abuse treatment on your first term of incarceration?
No, ma'am, I wasn't able to. I was pre-trial.
I understand, but I understand that, you know, on the other, before you got to the fourth offender status and you had those previous DWIs, I'm sure that substance abuse treatment was ordered as a condition of, and what kind of substance abuse treatment did you complete or enroll in or participate in prior to your being adjudicated a fourth offender?
I've done the rehab, I've done AA meetings,
Kind of rehab, where did you go to rehab?
Rainbow Recovery.
For how long?
It was I think 28 days, or it's about a 30-day program. And I did
And what was the aftercare?
the aftercare was AA meetings,
How often?
ma'am.
How often?
I try to go 2 to 3 times a week.
No, not what you try to do.
Okay.
When you got out of the 28-day program inpatient, they didn't put you in an intensive outpatient program?
They didn't do that. I took it upon myself to go to AA meetings. And that lasted for a couple of years. And then I relapsed again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You got an aggravated flight from an officer. They saw some erratic driving. They were trying to stop you, and there was a high-speed chase. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to the officer, you were doing 100 miles per hour in a 50-mile-per-hour zone. Sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Robles, why should anyone on this board not be scared to death of letting you out of jail, given your track record, given the fact that you have, I mean, you're only 32. It's kind of rare that you see someone as young as you are with the number of DWI convictions that you've already amassed. You know, that's more than people get in your lifetime. Sometimes you're at 32, you already have 6 DWI convictions. So why should we take a chance on you and put people's lives at risk when you continue to drink and drive? So tell us why you think we should take a chance on you.
I believe I hit rock bottom early. I hate that it took all this for me to realize the danger I put everybody in, not only myself, but everybody on the road that day. All the pain I've caused my family, my kids, my wife. I hate that it took this, but I believe that this was better than me costing somebody else's life in order for me to realize the seriousness of my addiction to alcohol. And I finally took it upon myself, well, not upon myself, but I've been working on myself ever since I came to jail. I've been working. I've realized I've tried to figure out what are the triggers of my alcohol. Just it's been hard. It's been hard on my family. It's been hard on me. But in order for me to be the father and the husband my family deserves, I have to work on myself and my
Yeah,
sobriety.
but you have to have tools. You have to have specific tools. You're an alcoholic.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be an alcoholic forever.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you propose to not relapse again?
One of my main goals and part of my sobriety plan when I get out is to be involved in AA meetings. Matter of fact, I got it written down. Counseling. I want to do counseling. I want to figure out all of my triggers. I want to figure out where's this alcohol issues coming from. I want to marriage counseling is another thing that me and my wife had talked about that we're going to do together. Just all the counseling I can get, all the meetings I can get in, all the my support groups, church. I got a lot of church friends that have dealt with the same issues, and they're there for me. They've been there for me since day one. They haven't left my side, and I believe I have a good chance with all this, and then with me realizing that I have an issue, and and it's gonna be my issue the rest of my life, and I can only take it a day at a time.
Well, I'm glad that you believe that, Mr. Robles. I do. And, you know, we have to be worried about, you've done AA before. You said you did it for 2 years and then you left. I would like to see you go to a long-term DOC substance abuse program where you can learn. I mean, I think you need to learn that before you get out, what your triggers are, why you have this compulsion to drink and drive. I think that has to be in place before you're released. So I appreciate the fact that you seem to be understanding that you're going to need some help, but I think you need some help before you release. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's all I have to say.
Okay, Ms. Bernatza.
Mr. Robles, you mentioned you did go to AA meetings for 2 years and then you relapsed. Why do you think you relapsed?
I think I got lazy. I got complacent. I got, and,
Quit going to meetings?
yes, ma'am. I think, well, no, not the meetings itself. I think it just stress in life.
So when you relapse, you were still going to your meetings?
Yes, ma'am. I did go to my meetings after I relapsed.
Okay. All right, I want you to know that there is some very, very strong opposition from the prosecutor in Lincoln and Union Parish. And what he says is the state strongly opposes, such you have had over 8 DWI offenses since 2010. You continue to drive while your license was suspended, getting 8 driving while suspended offenses. Please do not let him back out and risk the lives of innocent motorists and pedestrians in our community. How would you respond to that?
I understand exactly how they feel. I made a lot of bad choices, and I continued when I was out. I continue to make those bad choices. I can't be mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at myself for just being blind and putting all these lives at risk. And not only I could have hurt somebody. I mean, I do think about the day I ran. That could have been my family out there and somebody running and they could have hurt them. I've realized all that. I'm ready for a change. And like I said, I can't be mad at them. I understand how they feel.
How long have you been in jail?
3 years and 3 months.
So this is multiple 4th offenses. What's the longest time you spend in jail for DWI?
It's this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one question.
All right, staff, you have any input there, staff? Are they in the room?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Yeah, Mr. Robles, he's been assigned to as a trustee for us for over 2 years at the rifle range, which is a shocking amount of time for somebody to hold that job without getting any incidents. He's showing records that he's been in almost every class we offer and is currently enrolled in our welding program, which is also impressive that he does that and work. If I had about 100 more of him, it would make my job much easier here. I have nothing but high praise to say about Mr. Robles.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Carlos, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I just want to say I take fully responsibility for all my actions that got me in here and the ones prior to them. I understand that I am an alcoholic. I have a problem, and I will always have this problem for the rest of my life. But I'm gonna dedicate my whole time to my sobriety in order for me to be a productive member of society. If granted parole, even if it's not granted to me today, my sobriety is always going to be number one for me in order for me to be the best person that I can be for myself, for my wife, for my kids, and for everybody out there that I can help.
All right, thank you, thank you. Panel prepared to vote?
Yeah.
Ms. Jackson?
All right, Mr. Robles, you know what the concerns are.
Yes.
You know, we also have to be concerned about you, but we also have to be concerned about public safety as well. And you have a good time release date of June 20th, 2023. So regardless of what this board does, you are going to walk out unless you do something to lose good time. You're going to walk out the door on June 20th, 2023. And my hope is that you walk out prepared as best we can for you to be successful this time. So today my vote is going to be to deny because of the number of DWI offenses you have, strong opposition from law enforcement, and the proximity to your good time date. But I'm going to recommend that you be transferred to the Steve Hoyle Substance Abuse Treatment Program and complete their 6-month treatment program prior to your being paroled. That's my vote.
Swise?
Mr. Carlos, it is concerning. It is. And I want to commend you on the good work that you've done since you've been at Washington Parish. Did you try to request to get moved where you could get some treatment?
No, ma'am. I've taken all these classes. I've signed up for the welding class too, for Delta Community College welding program. And I've actually gotten some certifications in welding as well. So I was really just trying to finish school here and continue to do my good time programs. I have not asked to be transferred, no, ma'am.
Have you graduated? Have you finished the program, or you got some more time to do it?
I got some more time in it, and they said that once I do get released, if I'm not finished, I can always transfer on campus to go finish on campus.
Great. Okay, great. My concern is you're getting that Steve Hall treatment. So, and because of your good time day, proximity of a good time day, my vote is to grant after you complete the Steve Hall, whatever time period you have, because of the strong need for treatment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Marabella?
You know, this is, Mr. Robles, this is a very, very difficult, tough case for all of us. As been pointed out by Ms. Jackson, your age, what you've done, you've got a disease, and the comments from staff there clearly indicate you're a good man, but you got a disease, and that disease is a killer, perhaps not to you, but maybe to other people. And, as much as we want to see you get out and be with your family, we worry about everybody else that may come into contact with you. I agree with both of my colleagues that Steve Boyle is a place you need to go. I don't know how much time you have left if you can go in there, but my vote would be likewise as Ms. Wise, and that would be conditioned upon your getting into Steve Hall, completing that program. My vote would be to grant, conditioned upon your completing that program. And when you get in that program, you need to realize that this is a lifelong thing. One slight slip up could kill you or one of your family members in your car with it. So that would be my vote, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Renatson?
Mr. Robles, when I look at your record, I had my mind made up that you're definitely at risk because of the repeated offenses with the same thing. I was very impressed, though, to hear what the officer had to say about your work ethic and working at the right range. I know that's a very sensitive job. The fact that you're able to go to school and take this, the welding programs while still maintaining that trustee status is impressive. So I think you got it in you. My vote today would also be to grant your parole conditioned upon you completing the inpatient substance abuse program in the state. Good luck.
Thank you.
3 votes to grant and 1 to deny. I'm also going to vote to grant your parole to the Steve Hall Substance Abuse Program 6 months. And if you do have enough time, after you're released, you'll follow up with aftercare, and you'll have a minimum three NAAA meetings per week. You have a curfew from 10 p to 6 a and maintain full-time employment. So where are we on that?
I think because the aggravated flight is catching.
Okay. But you 4 to grant, 1 to deny. Today, unfortunately, your parole's been denied. Continue to work hard, do the things that you've been doing, and you'll be out shortly, and you're gonna have to still live that way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you. We'll adjourn at Washington at 1:36.
You even imagine? Wow. So it's so severe that he has to have a 5 parole board hearing. Now, some of you may recall this case, and that's because we have done it before, but we're going through many hearings that we've previously done, but not have done proper unpacking. When we first started the channel, Richard thought, hey, why don't we go through all these cases and add some additional context. So that's what we're going to start doing. So if you have seen this already, you can see some additional information. Also, many of the cases that we have seen already, we're getting into who has revoked and who has succeeded. In this case, he, interestingly enough, seems to have stayed out of trouble because his good time date was 6/20/2023. This hearing took place November 4th, 2022. So if he'd gotten out on his good time, which indicates that he did, he'd be out now for about 6 months and has not made the news. So good for Louisiana, because this guy is scary. Can you imagine having all of those DUIs? I mean, the board rightfully said, why would any of us let you out? It's just the danger that he brings to everyone. And this was the aggravating car accident that they were talking about, or Chase. So it led to on Friday, August 2nd, has led to the arrest of the West Monroe man. On Friday night, Union Parish officer was notified of a vehicle that had fled from deputies in Ashita Parish. The suspect vehicle was located on Highway 143 in Rocky Branch community, traveling at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Deputies began to pursue the vehicle towards Farmville while it continued to travel speeds at over 100. Deputies set up spiked the vehicle on highway near Farmville. UPSO continued to pursue the vehicle over 2 miles until it crashed near Bear Creek Road, where Farmerville police officers and other UPSO deputies had arrived. The suspected driver of West Monroe attempted to flee on foot before turning to run towards deputies while screaming for them to fire their weapons. Wow, he tried unaliving himself by police. Wow. A Farmville police officer at UPSO deputy used a taser to subdue him, put him into custody. He was booked on charges of aggravated flight from an officer, driving while intoxicated, 7th offense, 2 counts of resisting an officer, driving under suspension for prior DWI offense, 9th offense, and traffic charges. You know, it's like he knew that he was going to be spending a long time in prison, and he just didn't want to. And it's just impossible to understand. You know, Mr. Marabella said it's a disease, but it's just for I think anyone who, how can you even describe that as you're gonna, you know, it's like you can't have a car. No one around you can have a car. Like, you know that you can't trust yourself. You're going to drink and drive because you don't care about anyone else but yourself. I mean, like, at some point you are making a decision when you're sober to drink, and it's like, whoa, what a shock. I'm going to go and get in the car and drive. I mean, I don't feel bad for him at all. I really don't. He's a danger to society. Yeah, it's a miracle, in my opinion, that he's out and hasn't, reoffended, because it's just insanity. I don't, I think what's also terrible is that yeah, he does get this long sentence, but he gets parole eligibility rather quickly, I guess. I mean, from the time of this happening, of this case, which was 2019, he had a parole hearing as quickly as 2022, and he had a good time date in 2023. So it's, again, just another idea of kicking the ball down the road. We have seen enough parole hearings where people have taken a life and it's their 5th DUI and we're a DUI offense, and then we go raging, how could you do that? But really, it's the system that is just that could allow it to happen. And I mean, you want to say you have a disease, fine. But so then make it so that it's impossible for you to get in a car. You want to go drive yourself, drink yourself to oblivion at home, go ahead and do it. Don't get in a car. Don't put all those police officers in this chase and run at them yelling, shoot me. Man, pretty amazing, right? To have a wife that would stand by you through all this, through thick and thin, blood and water, right? But you might not believe it if you didn't see it, but here it is. And if he does get a parole revocation, we'll play it here. And with that, I'll let you go.